So, and how to align it is, see the diagram here. I'm not sure if you can see it very well, but this is the pulley, and it'll have a little mark on it, whether it will be a groove in the metal or whether the mechanic or previously somebody would have put a mark on there. And you can see O, that's top dead center, 10 degrees off and 20 degrees off. Now what you need to do, that'll either, when you bring that up to top dead center, that'll either align 1 or 4 to top dead center, and then you adjust accordingly. Or what I'm going to do is make sure that it's at the first one, because that's what the manual says to do, and then do the other bank. Okay, and just a moment. According to Papa-san, the intake valves are 1, 3, 5 and 7 on the side of the engine facing the wall. Okay, so these are the intakes, and these are the intakes, and these are the exhaust, and there's the bonnet, and there's the car. Okay, so I've already aligned it. It's going to be very difficult for you to see, but down here, this is where the belt is. There's little marks down there, and it's quite difficult to see, especially in this dark light. I'm doing it at night. There you go, you can see it there, and you can see the mark, a little white mark on the on that disc. That's aligned up with the 0, so that tells me it's at top dead center. There's another way to do it as well, is on the other side, take off the distributor cap and check the rotor arm to see if it's in the correct firing position as well. But I'm going to kind of trust. Okay, also the other thing that I've done, actually no, I'll tell you about that in a minute, is in order to line that up, you just get this wrench according to Papa-san, and you just slowly rotate it until those 2 points align up, which I've done just by moving this gently. Yep, so that's done. And just previously, just to show you what I've done with the top of the head, had a bit of varnish and stuff on it, so I've cleaned that up as well. You can see there's a whole bunch of filters and stuff in there. Yep. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and align the tappets first set. The engine seems quite cool at the moment, so I'll go ahead and do it and get back to you. Try and film some video of it as well. If not, I'll take pictures. In the darkness, light a candle for where we're going. There's something ahead worth looking for. When the light. Yep. Okay. So I have the tappet. I have the feeler gauge underneath the first tappet, and number 1 firing position is where we want to start from. And you can see what you can do. There's a little gut, like there's this pinion here, and then in between the rod there's a gut, and you can just slip that in, and that's like really loose at the moment. It should just like, you should feel resistance, and pull it out and slide out and feel. You should pull it out and just feel resistance there when you pull it out, but that's almost like just falling out. So it's obviously loose and hasn't been adjusted. So do the first one. And then go ahead and do them in order according to the sheet. Is there you go. 1, 2, 3 and 6. So turn crankshaft to firing position 1, then adjust 1, 2, 3 and 6. So I'll adjust 1, adjust 1, 2, 3 and 6, and then I'll rotate that around 180 degrees, and that'll bring me up to the next set to be adjusted, which will be 4, 4, where is it? 4, 5, 7, and 8. So 4, 5, 7, and 8. It's a little bit difficult to see, I know it's dark. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So I've got that gauge underneath there. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my little doodad on here and my screwdriver on the top. Now I'm going to move this wrench around to adjust it and then pull in and out to make sure that the feeler gauge comes out. If it doesn't come out, it's too tight. First what we have to do is release the pressure. Release the bolt, so unbolt it a bit, make it looser, and then tighten it. Just like the same way you do with a guitar, you know, like tune up, tune down type of thing, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and get back to you. Okay, bye. Okay, just another thing I noticed as I was starting to do this is that after I unscrewed this bolt, I couldn't fit this in, like it dropped down a bit, so I found the best way to do it was first take this screw off here, and this is basically the part that moves. I'll just take that feeler gauge out, and you can see this part can just pretty much screw right out just from there, and then put the feeler gauge back in. Adjust this first to where you need it to be, which angle, and you can tell from here. Hold that with the screwdriver and then move the spanner around, and that should help keep it exactly where you need it to be. Okay.